So MOB, you had a deal with Universal or who?
Yeah, it was no. I had to deal with MOB. It was a straight a label that came from Connecticut. They're based out of Connecticut. Men of business.
Oh, so MOB wasn't your own
I
record
made the
label?
name up. I was supposed to be part of the head chief in charge, but then they did the bullshit with the you can't do everything. Q, they gave me that speech. Artie, I remember told me that, and I was like, yeah, go ahead, money. You know what I'm saying? They gave me good money to represent and all that, and I was just being an artist, but I thought that when we was gonna close the deal up, they was gonna listen to me because I told them to let me represent this because I know my enemy. I know they're gonna try to f things up. They're gonna make us pay like triple times the much when we go into the industry. They're gonna try to f jerk us. They bypassed that, and and then that whole project. That's why it cost so much. That whole project went like $2 million. You know what I'm saying? Because of
For Chain Reaction?
yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Between the fees of people like the artists and them buying like billboards and getting a spot in the DJ Summit in Puerto Rico where we rented a fight. We rented the Mayorga and the La Jolla fight, had everybody hosting there. Like Ja Rule came through, but there was a spine at the time, you know what I'm saying? There was a spine for Joe at the end of the day. Because you know what I'm saying? Like the labels was in there. We had a spot inside that convention, but it was more like, these are the new niggas, we gonna get them for money. You know what I'm saying? I remember Kevin Black. Kevin Black was in there. He was working my project for a little bit, falling asleep in meetings and shit. That's mad disrespectful and shit like that. So I was like, oh man, I didn't have no say no more when it came to like, you know, that in that situation as far as like the business side of it. That bothered me a little bit, but I just played myself out, to artists. But I knew that was a mistake because, it would have been different if I would have been, really in, face to face with these characters, what I'm saying, and seeing at least them seeing my face, so they could, so they could remind themselves that this gotta be some love, and if it's not love, I will recognize it was not love, and keep it moving, go to the next one.
So what was the interaction at the Vibe Awards with Joe? Did you see him from afar or did you see him up close?
There was like hitting in the cut more, like the table they was at, but they table he had to walk through my table before he goes to the stage. So what I'm saying. Oh, and I was with Jada. When I went to see Jada and the Locks and them too, because I was we did a record together. That's when I did talk about it. Let's talk about it. The record I did with Jada. So they, what I'm saying, I went to see they was up more in the front. Joe was to the right, but like in a cut, like it went like this, so I couldn't really see their table. We was in like in the middle way. We could see everything, like and they could see us. So we was more in there. And I remember like when we walked inside the metal detectors in the beginning, what I'm saying, it was just me and Artie. He was the CEO to the MOB Records.
Uh-huh.
And he was telling me to chill, what I'm saying, like chill and stuff like that. Because, this is the time where Cuban's supposed to like forget about things, do not be the starter, keep my the beef like secluded where people could see me and don't get scared of me, and I'm saying, don't be just don't be on that war type mode. You know what I'm saying? So we could get that love. That was that time. So the speeches would come to me,
Yeah.
try to calm me down. Listen, we can't go on it. But remember, we started the whole album in it's wartime because I told them it's wartime. So they backed that up. But then when they wanted to be in the industry, I thought we were going to do this like, I'm saying, an outside entity, and we're going to do it independently. But then they wanted to get in the industry. Hardy wanted to be part of the industry, and we needed to use, he wanted to use people from the industry. So I had no problem with that either. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to do the unity, but I know that these niggas are going to milk the budget. They're going to milk shit. They're going to use that war shit, like me and Joe, to their advantage, and they're going to triple the prices to things. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to just do that. It's the fucking wolves. They smell blood. The sheep, you know what I'm saying? The sheep start bleeding. They're going to attack the sheep. So I never wanted to be the sheep, but Artie did the old nice thing. Still gangster where he moved, but it's still like a little too like starving to be part of the industry. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I was already like done with the industry. I wanted to be an outside entity. You know what I'm saying? Probably working, partnershiping with the industry, but not really inside of it. And that was the difference in, you know what I'm saying, in mentality when it came to business between me and MOB. Uh, and like I was right to a point.